yes, I may continue. If not, I have to ask one more question. That is, ready? Let me see first. If there's already some people who think they have pot belly, that's fine. We can start off the program already. Okay. Let me see. How many of you have pot belly? Because I wouldn't know you, so don't worry. We just put a note there. I. Okay. All right. All right. So yes, thank you. All right. Good. So if you have, you're not alone. That's my point. In Malaysia alone, there's no less than at least 60 to 70% of people who are actually having pot belly. You know, and you have to be very careful. The modern world now, they call it cortisol belly. No more they call pot belly. They call it not even bloated belly, they call it cortisol belly. But it's the same, and I'm going to explain to you what does it mean to have pot belly, whether you can be just relaxed or you can continue living as usual or you want to do something about it. Now, the question today is why is pot belly or cortisol belly is so stubborn? You know, some of you may ask me, "Doc, I've tried everything." My main question tonight is, usually, if you have tried everything, you would have got some form of help, some form of reduction of size. If not, your medical lab tests will also show up that you have improved your liver function, etc. But friend, before I continue, can I ask you another favor? To actually, how many of you have a tape in the house? You know, measuring tape. All right. Maybe some of you remember your waist circumference. How many of you remember your waist circumference? Please put it there. Maybe 35 inches. You can put in centimeter. Doesn't matter. Okay. Next, do you also remember your BMI, body mass index? Okay, to give you some idea, for those of you who are new in this program, okay, body mass index is calculated from your weight in kilogram on top, and below you put your height in meter, you multiply by your height in meter. So meter multiplied by meter, let's say I'm 70 kilogram on top, divide by I'm about my height is 170 centimeter, let's say. So 1.7 meter is in meter, yeah. So multiply by 1.7 meter. Then you have got an answer there. So 70 kilogram divide by that figure, you will get your result. Let's say 25 or 29 or 30 plus. You never know. So my point is this. Please calculate quietly, but make sure if you haven't got anything to write, remember what I say, read again and do it, because it's very important that you know your BMI, body mass index, so that if you are below 18, you are too thin. If you are between 19 to 25, you are perfect. If you are 25 to 30, you are overweight. If you are 30 plus, you are obese. All right? Now, if you can remember this, fine. If you can't, please watch again, yeah, and listen. Because some of you find it a bit difficult to calculate on that. I'll give you a simpler version. Can you just calculate your waist just now? Okay, divide by your height. Now your height, the waistline. Let's say you have about 85 centimeter, and your height is 170. So 85 divided by 170, you will get what? 0.5. 0.5 is the mark that you shouldn't cross over. I repeat, your waist divided by your height. Your waistline in centimeter divide by your height in centimeter. If you use inches, yes, also can. Inches over inches. Then you get a figure. And I say again, it should not cross 0.5. Are you clear with me? Let's say my height is 170 centimeter, and that should be below, yeah. On top should be your waistline. Mine, let's say 85 centimeter. So 85 divided by 170 is 0.5. Just nice. For instance, so if you're over 0.5, you are considered going to be already slightly just overweight. But if you cross 0.8, 0.9, then usually your waistline is very, very, how do I say the word, very, very huge. The difference between 0.5, 0.8, even though it sounds like 0.3, but usually is by already a couple of centimeters overweight, or rather oversized at the level of the stomach. Why do we focus on the belly? Why can't we focus on the whole body? The answer is very simple. Because the rest of the body, usually, some people, you notice, they have nice face, nice shoulders, and it's not so big, their hands and fingers, and their legs are actually very smallish. You know that? Even sometimes you can see their buttock, but their belly is sometimes protruding. Have you seen these people? Or you yourself having it? That's why, like I say, most important is the tummy area. Some people even have the tummy area to be quite flat, but still they have what they call visceral fat. So tonight, actually, I will be talking to you about visceral fat more than anything else. Why? One thing, the moment you calculate just now there's another statistic that you can measure, which is actually your waist, and another one is your hip measurement. So your waist circumference divided by your hip. Your hip is defined as the biggest around your buttock area circumference, then right to the front, then you calculate the top, which is your waist, divided by your hip. It should not be more than 0.9 for men, 0.8 for women. I repeat, for men 0.9, for ladies 0.8. Do you find that some of these results are okay, some of the results are not okay? Because why? Human beings are like that. Sometimes, if you talk about height and waistline, is different from your weight in kilogram divided by what they call your height just now, the body mass index. Because for bodybuilder, for instance, they can be very muscular, got six pack and everything, and you measure their weight, wow, it's almost like 90 kilogram, but their height can be short. They can be 1.6 times by 1.6. So their result can be almost 35, almost 38. So it's not supposed to be described as obese or having pot belly. Do you understand? So I give you a few so that you make sure all of them are within the normal range. So waist to hip, I suppose, is the simplest. Okay, now the question is, why is this pot belly so stubborn? Why can't it be just like any other, just fat around the body, which if you follow your diet, you do certain exercise and all that, it should go down? The answer is because why? Because there are two types of fat in the body. One is called subcutaneous, which is easier to handle. Subcutaneous is below the skin. Even in your tummy area, you notice you can still play with it. Those are subcutaneous fat. But the one that you actually cannot touch, and even if you can touch, sometimes it's quite hardened already. Sometimes that's the one that is called visceral fat. Now, this visceral fat is the one that is causing all the harm. Number one, visceral fat is not just ordinary fat. Unlike subcutaneous fat, all right, you actually can handle it better, and it respond to your change of diet, change of exercise, and all that. But this subcutaneous fat, the moment it becomes hardened, because it's actually enveloping. It envelop your organ around the abdominal area, like liver, pancreas, what else? Especially the small intestine, big intestine, even the kidneys. They are able to wrap around. Can you imagine that? Now, therefore, if this wrap around, so to speak, visceral fat, which can cause pot belly or cortisol belly, nowadays they call it, you are having already a signal, a warning sign, which only waits for time to come. Some of you would have already got like what? Diabetes, blood pressure. Some of you may just have some heart issues, but it can go to heart attack, stroke. There are a lot of cases with gallstone, and there are a lot of people having fatty liver already. And fatty liver, the next stage is fibrosis. After liver fibrosis, the last step is called liver cirrhosis. That's when you start seeing the yellowness of your eyes, skin become yellow, then it's already considered too late. So before it becomes too late, oh, one thing, you can also get sleep apnea when this what they call visceral fat is quite a plenty, and you can also get dementia, forgetfulness, erectile dysfunction, testosterone goes down. Wow, it is really disturbing, right? And for women, menopausal especially, you get PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, which can be very, very inflammatory. Okay, to cut the story short also, this visceral fat actually is the inflammation organ. It's like a factory producing inflammatory agent or chemical that can cause damage to a lot of other areas in the body. And that's why we want to focus so much, so that you do not forget to do three things. Ready? Number one. Number one is this fat must be reduced. All right? And you cannot just reduce through just diet alone, which is part of the strategy. You must follow the special what do you call this diet, but more important is you must reduce inflammation first. And therefore, a lot of food that I want to give to you tonight got to do with reducing inflammation and reducing fat in the belly. I'm going to give to you now example like walnut. Walnut not only have omega-3, but it also fight against, oh, by the way, they have also good fat. So good fat and good omega-3 is among the first strategy. Number two, almond. Don't forget. Number three, oats, organic oats. I'm giving you those quickly, that if you do not know what to do in terms of food choices, here is number three now, blueberry. Next, green tea is the best if you want to reduce quickly. You know the Japanese, heard of them? From ages ago that they only drink, their main drink is green tea. That's why they're very popular over there in Japan. You go down there, everywhere in a restaurant, they'll serve you green tea. All right? And you hardly can find any fat people there until they come to Malaysia and work here. And get into the mama shop 24 hours and all that, right? Okay, green tea is the best. Remember what I say. Apple, anything that is apple or pear-like, which is not so sweet, very good. Avocado, good fat again. Next is chia seed, all right? And some of you like to have acai berry, okay, or acai seed berry. Okay, next, green, atau what you call in English, Greek. That's why I'm just trying to say Greek yogurt. Okay, this is meant for your prebiotic and probiotic. Okay, quinoa. If you don't have money to buy quinoa, buy millet. To me, I'm taking millet. Okay, quinoa is not only a bit more expensive, but the taste is not to my liking. But yes, both are good protein too. All right, besides bringing down fat. Salmon, all right, sardine, Don't forget omega-3 from sacha inchi oil. That's the reason why also I developed the sacha inchi oil. For what? To reduce the inflammation. And then moringa leaves. If you don't want to buy moringa plus, it's okay. Go and plant your own moringa, and every day you try to make some use of the moringa leaf, not the bark, not the roots, please. Only the fruits and the leaf. Okay, next, lentils, and lastly, you have an example of sweet potatoes. Oh, a bit more about the beans and the tofu. Those are good protein, and instead of taking a lot of fatty food from now on, it's not wrong. I'm not against fat at all, but healthy fat is okay. Like even in lentils and nutritional yeast, and some of you may have heard of chickpeas, one of the best, okay, for people who wants to reduce their pot belly. And then sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. Lastly, the best in Malaysia and Indonesia is called tempeh. So from now on, oh, by the way, if you are in Middle Eastern, hummus, or shall I pronounce hummus? Whatever it is, you make sure you listen to what I say, read again, and make use of these choices as what you call additional benefit to your already tried diet. I'm sure some of you have tried a lot of diet already. All right, next, insulin resistant. Please bring it down. That is the major cause of this called pot belly. Number one is sugar. Number two is processed food. Number three is whatever you don't understand. If you have to read too many in the labels, don't touch that box or that biscuits. Completely out. No bread. Anything that's whitish, just think twice before you eat them, okay? And then please learn how to burn your fat faster by not just exercising very casually. That's where people make a mistake. Of course, if you are too obese and you have to walk slowly first, good. Learn zone 2 technique, zone 2 exercise. Go and Google zone 2. But finally, you have to go for some form of high intensity, some form of resistant training. In short, if you have a gym or some weight, some dumbbells in the house, or you like gardening, that's the best for all those people who live long in Okinawa, in Japan, and all the blue zone. They all are automatically already gardening, and their houses are built in places where they have to walk and climb up and climb down. Do you know that? Okay, right. So automatically it needs a lot of some form of either body weight or some form of resistant training. That is where most of us did not do or will not do. Because why? It needs an effort. So somehow you have to change your lifestyle. You have to have a better real food compared to any processed food, completely out. Listen to the 12-12 diet, not just 16-8. For those of you already familiar with intermittent fasting, go ahead. That's good. But if you can't withstand too long or not consistent, minimum you must do is 12-12. That means 12 hours window for eating, daytime. Nighttime is completely no, except for plain water or green tea. Are you with me? And of course, since it's been called cortisol belly, which means what? It is stress, the major cause that people don't know, which is related. So you may have done all the diet, you may have do all the exercise, but if you are still having a lot of stress, if you are still hating people, if you're still not having calmness in your brain, no way the pot belly will go down. You know why? It's related to the hormone that will make the fat very, very stubborn to go down. So, hey, by the way, if you sleep so irregularly or your sleep is not of good quality, that's another reason. And in fact, among all that I've given to you just now, the cheapest, the easiest is good sleep. and regular timing, minimum of 7 to 8 hours. Try it and see how. And for those of you who need some help from my supplement is called D&D Light. I did it because I know some of you need help. But if you can do it yourself, very disciplined, go ahead. D&D Light is supposed to control your crave for sugar, crave for more food. You've become fully satiety up to the level where you don't feel you want to eat a lot anymore. That is about what D&D Light is all about. Okay, inside it we have put what we call this gymnema. Yes, gymnema is well known all over the world that can reduce your appetite and can increase your satiety. Therefore, you don't feel like eating a lot anymore. Okay, those are only supporting, but you still need a lot more help from your own what you call this discipline that I've given you to you just now. All right. And if you're thinking of putting injection like Ozempic and Manjaro, think 10 times before you do it. What I've said just now, follow first, and the list of food I've given, play with that first. If that works, make it your lifestyle for the rest of your life. And may God bless you. You'll be well before any injection. Okay? Bye. And make sure you wow your life, all right? Today, you can wow again. At least you've got wow, an idea how to reduce your pot belly for the rest of your life. Bye.